So, just over a year ago, I decided to invest in an Oura Ring, and with me now having had it for over a year, I thought I'd give my general thoughts on the product, why it is that I bought it in the first place, and ultimately what I think of it after, well, just over 12 months of use. Before we start this review, however, I think it's really important to give a little bit of context as to who I am and what my lifestyle looks like, because ultimately, I imagine if you're watching this, you are somewhat active, you at the very least are concerned about your health and you want to track it at a higher degree. So I personally, I'm quite active during the week. I do weight training, I do running, and I'm an online coach, so my life is very much health and fitness is kind of my bread and butter. You may or may not have noticed by now that I'm also wearing an Apple Watch. So this product here came first. I've had an Apple Watch now for about 5 years. And so already you're thinking, well, if you've got an Apple Watch, why bother getting an Oura Ring? Well, I bought the Oura Ring for two reasons. The first of which was sleep. I was becoming very aware of the impact sleep was having on my general well-being in terms of productivity, creativity, performance inside and outside of the gym. And so I wanted to gain a greater understanding of how I was sleeping and therefore how I could improve it. The second reason became much more poignant when I started working for myself, because on more than one occasion, I experienced what we call burnout, whereby I brought my body physically and mentally to the point where I had to take a step back and I had to take a break. Considering my line of work, that is not what I should be doing. That is not a great example for any of the clients that I work with. And put simply, it's not obviously a nice place to get to. So I wanted something to keep me accountable every single day. This morning is a perfect example, which I'll touch on in a moment. So the first thing that I would say about the Oura Ring is it is the first thing that I check every single morning. And I kid you not, every single morning, there's almost a level of excitement about me going to my phone and looking at what my scores are. So as you can see here, this was yesterday's results because today's aren't as pretty. But overall, my readiness score was 86, and that is based on all sorts of calculations and data in the background. It's a combination of your sleep metrics and your activity metrics. But of course, you want it to be as high as possible. I have never achieved 100, but I'm a man on a mission. As you can see here, my sleep was broken up into two segments because now I am a master of napping, which honestly, if it wasn't for the Oura Ring, I would never have done. So it tracks all your data in terms of sleep, and if we go into sleep specifically, it tells you how that nap has boosted my overall score on that day. But if we go into sleep directly, and this is where I think Oura just comes into its own realm in terms of expertise, it gives you so much information about how it is that you're sleeping. And if any of this is a little bit like, okay, what the hell does that mean? You can click on any of them, any of these metrics, and it gives you a really easy to understand description in terms of what exactly it is that you're looking at. And then from that, you can make a more informed decision as and when it comes to sleep next time around. So latency, timing, efficiency, and then there's a new sleep staging beta that has been released onto the app as of the past couple of months. And this simply breaks down your sleep more and gives an in-depth view in terms of the different stages of sleep and also how much you are experiencing at any given time during the night. Now, I won't lie, I don't necessarily deep dive all the way into the data. What I typically take from my sleep is, and this is where, again, the app works really well, what areas aren't blue. If they're not blue, for example, my REM sleep, I look at that and I think, okay, in order to improve this, what I need to do is I need to make sure that I'm going to bed at the same time every single night to ensure I'm getting up at the same time. If my sleep pattern is off, then I'm less likely to get a high score in terms of REM. The other one, which I am phenomenal at, is activity. Oura integrates with Apple Health, and it is a blissful connection. It's honestly brilliant, it's seamless. And so any activity that I track on here, it automatically goes into the Oura app. And then from that, it will say how much activity I am doing each and every day, every week, every month, etc. But again, it gives you a few metrics here in terms of what you are achieving every single day. And again, that is how it gives you your readiness score. And on a final note, your readiness score is largely influenced by your heart rate and your body temperature. Now, if we swipe to today, you will notice that I need to pay attention to my body. I don't know if you can see that. I know I've got it on the screen, but I'm going to show you anyway as well. So I went to bed last night not feeling my very best. I did feel as if my temperature was raising. I got a little bit of a headache, and it wasn't the best sleep. And I mean, to be fair, you may just say, David, well, just gauge that for what it is and make a decision in your day. But having the app tell me that what I'm thinking is correct, game changer. It honestly influences your decision making so much. So yesterday, not the best of sleeps. And I was feeling it this morning. So what did I do? I've decided today that I'm taking a rest day. I'm not going to the gym, I'm not going for a run, I'll go for a light walk, but I'm not going to strain myself too much. If I didn't have this, I probably wouldn't have made that decision. I probably would have thought, well, I'll do a little bit. But then that little bit would have perhaps snowballed the feeling of not feeling too great. So in terms of the Oura Ring and in terms of the data that it gives, it's brilliant. So now I've discussed what I love, there are a few things that you should be aware of. The first thing is this ring is going to get scratched, and the sooner you accept that, the better. If you wear it for all its intent and purpose, you should be wearing this the majority of the day, every day. And so you're going to get little blemishes. So be wise with your color. I personally went with Stealth Black, but just know that it's going to get little scratches. And the sooner you scratch it, to be honest, the easier your life is going to be. The second thing is you can't wear this when you're weight training. And that is really what the big differentiator is between a Whoop band and an Oura Ring. This is just going to get scratched severely if you're wearing it in the gym, and equally it's just not comfortable. So I take it off every single time, but keep in mind, if you do have a companion device like a Garmin or an Apple Watch, track your workout via that device. It will upload onto the phone, it will upload onto Oura afterwards. So you're not going to miss out on any data, but you can't use this to track your weight training session. Finally, blood oxygen. This ring can detect blood oxygen. However, it is going to significantly impact the battery life. For me personally, one of its biggest selling points, the Oura Ring, was that I only had to charge it every 7 days, as opposed to every day like most other devices. That is still the case, but if I turn blood oxygen on, it's around 3 to 4 days, and it just, to be honest, got annoying, so I turned it off. So those are a few things that you should be aware of if you are investing in it. On a final note, there is a subscription. Now, a lot of the features are going to be behind a paywall. I think still to this day, they give you 6 months free subscription to the Oura app, if you like. It works out about £5 sterling. I personally think it's worth it. But it depends how invested you are in your health in that regard. How much do you want to know in terms of your sleep, in terms of your heart health, in terms of your overall performance levels? If you care enough, I don't think £5 is a lot of money per month. That's just me personally, but it is something to consider if you are going to get one. So it's fair to say that I would wholeheartedly recommend the Oura Ring for somebody who is incredibly passionate about their health and is looking to gain a greater understanding in terms of how their body is performing. However, there are a few caveats to that. The first thing I would say is if you are somebody who is new in the market and is simply looking for a fitness tracker to track their exercise, their sleep, their heart rate, I would recommend an Apple Watch, Garmin, Fitbit, Samsung Watch, because they kind of do everything to a very good level. If you are somebody who already has one of those devices and you're looking to get a companion device, the Oura Ring is brilliant. It works seamlessly, at least with the Apple Watch. And so it's a great way to gain a greater understanding of your body. What I would say on a final note is the way that Oura has integrated into my lifestyle has allowed me to make more informed decisions and better decisions for my health. If I'd woken up this morning without the reassurance of the Oura Ring to tell me that I wasn't feeling my very best, I probably would have gone a little bit too far today. I probably would have trained, I probably would have gone outside of my comfort zone thinking I'll be okay, but the reality of it is I needed a rest. And so today I have done exactly that, and I'm going to be a better version of myself tomorrow as a result. So I would recommend, if you have any questions, let me know.